When Emily walked through the front door that Sunday evening, suitcase in hand, she carried that glowing vacation look, windswept hair, sun-kissed skin, and a grin too bright to feel innocent. She wrapped her arms around me, kissed my cheek, and acted like everything was perfect. "God, it feels good to be home," she said, laughing as she set her bags down. I smiled back, a practiced, polite smile. The kind you wear when you already know the truth, but are waiting for the liar to finish digging their own grave. "How was the girls' trip?" I asked. "Oh, amazing," she replied too quickly. "We went hiking, wine tasting, just a bunch of girl stuff." I nodded. "Sounds fun." Then I leaned against the counter and said softly, "So, did you and Mike have fun too?" Her smile froze instantly. That single moment, the flicker of panic behind her eyes, confirmed everything I'd suspected for weeks. She tried to recover, stammering, "Mike? Who's Mike?" But the tremble in her voice betrayed her. I didn't answer right away. I watched her unravel, watched her hands shake as she struggled to unzip her suitcase, as if that small motion could distract me from the guilt radiating off her. "You know," I said slowly, "Mike, the one you called 3 times last night at 1:14 a.m., while your phone's GPS showed you at a beach resort 2 hours away from where your friends were staying." Her lip quivered. You went through my phone." I smiled again. "No, Emily. You went through my trust." She collapsed into the chair, eyes wide, breathing uneven. "It's not what you think," she whispered. The classic line, the script every cheater rehearses. "Then tell me what it is," I said calmly, my voice steady, almost too quiet. "Because right now, it looks like my wife went on a girls' trip that included one man, and not me." She buried her face in her hands and began to cry. I'd seen this act before. Tears that surface when lies finally fail. I wasn't angry anymore. I was finished. The truth spilled out in pieces. Mike was an old coworker she'd reconnected with. One drink became dinner. Dinner became a weekend mistake. I listened in silence, each word landing like a nail driven deeper into the coffin of our marriage. When she stopped, I asked, "Was it worth it?" She looked up, mascara streaked, whispering, "No." I nodded. "Good," I said. "I swear it was just a mistake." Her desperation filled the room, thick and heavy. But it was already too late. I pulled my arm away. "You don't accidentally betray someone who would have given you the world." I said, "You made a choice. Now you live with it." Her tears grew louder, echoing through the house we once built together. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't slam the door. I simply picked up my bags and left her sitting there, surrounded by the ruins of her own decisions. In the weeks that followed, she tried calling, texting, even showing up at my office. I didn't answer. Every message said the same thing. "Please, I'm sorry." But apologies don't erase betrayal. I'd spent years believing loyalty came automatically with love. I learned it doesn't. It's a choice. One she chose to break for a weekend thrill with a man who disappeared the moment real life showed up. Months later, a mutual friend told me Mike had moved out of state. Apparently, he told her he wasn't ready for anything serious. The irony stung. She had thrown away a marriage for someone who never planned to stay. By then, I'd moved into a small apartment overlooking the city. It wasn't much, but it was peaceful. No lies, no pretending, just silence and space to breathe. One day, she sent a long email filled with regret, begging for another chance. I read every word, then closed it without replying. At the bottom, she wrote, "You were right. You were the only one who ever truly loved me." Maybe I was, but love without respect is just punishment, and I'd had enough of that. Now, when I think back to that moment, her walking in smiling after her girl's trip, I realize that calm question, "Did you and Mike have fun?" wasn't anger. It was closure. I didn't need to shout or prove anything. She had already lost the only thing that mattered, my trust. And when trust dies, everything else dies with it.